Hi guys, just me. I guess I should start saying this at the beginning of all of my videos that if this is your first time here, my name is Kelly, my husband's name is Fonts, and this whole channel is all about everything that has happened to us in the last 2.5 years. Has been very, very, very challenging, and welcome to our new normal. There you go, huh? Okay. So today's video is a continuation, I guess, of the continuing story of the medical marijuana issue. So I should first of all say there are so many support groups that I belong to and that I have found online and, created basically family. I mean, I've told you guys, if I told you once, I've told you I don't know how many times about how connected a lot of us are in the brain tumor support groups, because some of us are dying. And, I mean, not me. I'm not in that position yet at this moment, and hopefully never will be. But it's a very serious thing, having a brain tumor, and it changes everything. It changes everything. It changes how you think, how you feel, how you view the world, how you view everything. It just changes everything. So, yeah, so I belong to several brain tumor support groups, and out of that, I've made I'm sorry guys, but I'm looking at my notes. You know me. There's notes. There's always just gonna be notes. Pardon me. So after the brain tumor support groups that I got involved in, I started thinking, well, there's got to be support groups out there for people with acquired or traumatic brain injury, which I have from the accident, completely separate. It's hard for people to understand that the brain tumor has nothing whatsoever to do with my car accident, nothing. I've had people ask me, well, how did you find out you had a seizure? A brain tumor. Did you have a seizure and you were driving and that's how the car accident happened? That's a lot of people assume that. And no, not at all. Without the MRIs, I would have no idea that I have it still. Thank you, God. I'm still completely asymptomatic. It was found by accident when I was sent in for an MRI to investigate why I was still having so much vertigo. And this was a couple of months after this was end of August, and the accident was the end of May in 2015. And it was discovered, as my doctor says, quite by coincidence. I mean, if I hadn't been in the accident, my head would have never been in an MRI machine. I wouldn't know to this day, unless I had a seizure between now and then and had reason to have my head stuck in the tunnel, then nobody would even know about it. So I do suffer from acquired brain injury. I have a contre coup brain injury, which is, for those who don't know, contre coup is when you don't hit your head, and I didn't hit my head at all, but your head moves, but it's more that your head stays still, but the gray matter inside your head goes for a good sloshy. So being hit from behind, my brain was flung to the back of my skull, like pressed to the back of my skull first, flung forward to the front of my skull, and then flung backwards again. And that's how that works if you're being struck from behind. So I have contre coup brain injury to the back and front of my brain, not to mention the tumor that's sitting in the front as well. Just they thought they'd keep each other company, right? So out of that came, a couple of support groups for acquired or traumatic brain injury. And then I started thinking, well, there's got to be support groups out. There's got to be a ton of them for stroke victims, for my husband, and their caregivers, their families, those that love them. And again, typed it into the Facebook search engine, the search whatever, and up pops all these groups. So now I belong to a few of those as well. I got my hair cut today. See, guys, check it out. I got like 1.5 inches cut off. Awesome. Kind of looks like shit right now, but whatever. It feels so much better. Oh, this is what happens when you're my age and you're sort of killing your hair doing it. Anyway, it feels really good now. I like it. Anyhow, digressing. Sorry, that's me. So yeah, so then I became a member of several different stroke support groups online, and then after that I started thinking, well, there's got to be support groups for people that have suffered car accident and survived, and what all that entails, and no matter how severe or non-severe your injuries were, how life-altering it is. I'm not in a wheelchair. I can speak. But my injuries ended my career, ended pretty much all of my leisure activities, had me on a lot of medications, no narcotics, no opioids, never have, never will. But, I take enough pills in one day to choke a moose, right? So a lot of which are vitamins and supplements, but a lot of prescription medications as well, just nothing narcotic or opioid in nature. So then once my doctor and I discussed the whole medical marijuana thing, which, guys, I am so freaking conflicted about this. There's half of my brain is saying, oh my God, you can't do this. This is illegal. This is like, what you are going to become a pothead? You don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do drugs. I'm sitting here with my cup of extra strong Tetley tea. Woohoo! Friday night, people. Friday night in Canada. Yeehaw! And hubby has gone for, guess what? A Timmy's run. Ooh, there's a shocker, right? But anyways, yeah, that's not me. I don't smoke weed. I don't use drugs. And for me, if you are a recreational marijuana smoker who is using it just solely for the purpose of getting stoned, then you're a pothead. I'm sorry, but yeah, you're using it to get high. You're not using it for any medical reason. There's no doctor has told you to do this. You're just doing this on your own because you want to get stoned, right? That to me means that you're a pothead and you're a drug addict, and yeah, so we got it. I don't know, growing up in the generation that we grew up in, and I said this before, to us it's drugs. It's, if you got caught with this shit, are you kidding me? Handcuffs on, hands behind your back, you're in the back seat of the cop car, you're getting charged. Not that this ever happened to me, but it sure happened to a lot of friends of mine. Yeah, you can't friggin' smoke pot. You can't have weed in your possession. What is wrong with you? If you get caught, you're going to jail, or at least charged, and whatever. But we're this close, July 1st, 2008. We're supposed to be legalized, but until then, we have this medical marijuana legal, all above board. So the one half of me is like, oh my God, I can't do this. This is not me. And it's drugs. I don't do drugs. I'm not that person. What the frig is going on here? And then the other half of me is like, yes, finally, somebody's going to find something that's going to work. And maybe I might, I'm not going to say that I'm going to be pain-free. I haven't been pain-free in 2.5 years. I don't remember what it feels like to not hurt. Yeah. Physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, in every possible way that you can think of. I don't remember anymore. That life is that I had before the accident is faded so far now away that it's hard for me to even remember that life now. It's 2.5 years, a long time to be stuck sitting in the house. You can't work. You can't, I look at old pictures and it's like I'm looking at pictures of someone else's happy life. It's not mine. I know it's the girl in the picture looks like me and the guy in the picture looks like my husband, but I'm not really sure, But anyway, yeah, where was I going? Yeah, so I don't expect to be pain-free, but a little less painful, let's put it that way. And as far as that's another bunch of groups that I belong to for sleep disorders. As far as my sleep disorders go, and I have the REM behavior disorder and the limb movement disorder, which are pretty bad, and I'm on 4 milligrams of clonazepam at HS every night, and it's not working. It's not working anymore. I think my body has become used to it and acclimated itself to it, and where I used to take it and literally within 20 minutes, and that was when I was on, God, I don't even know, 1.52 milligrams. literally within 20 minutes to half an hour, my husband would look over at me and I'd be like this, sitting here asleep on the couch, just boom, out, gone, right? And sleep really quite well. I mean, maybe have a few dream episodes towards the end of the night, in those last REM cycles that you have near the end of your sleep cycle. But for the most part, sleep actually quite well. And I was God, I was in tears. I was so grateful that I finally got a good night's sleep, and I haven't slept in, again, at that point, 2 years. But it's not working anymore. So I have to go and see my sleep specialist on, I believe, is it Wednesday? Could be Tuesday next week. I can't remember. Yeah, I had to sort of get like an emergency squeeze me in there because it's not working. It's not working anymore. And I don't know what we're going to do, because he said that clonazepam is the #1 drug of choice to use on these sleep disorders. And the one that is the most effective, but it's not working anymore. And I don't know what we're going to do. He said he's not going to up it. Like 4 milligrams for a lady my size, and I'm not a big person, is, a shitload of clonazepam. And I don't think that he's going to up the dosage. And I don't think it's safe to up the dosage. I'm kind of scared to, So I'm hoping that the medical marijuana will help with that as well. So, all that being said, I thought, well, okay, there's support groups for everything else. Lord knows I belong to every one of them. Here, guys. Tea. Cheers. Excusez-moi. Okay. So I thought, surely there must be, for medical marijuana. And yes, I'm going to vape while I'm doing this video. Get over it. I'm kidding, guys. I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry. So I typed into the Facebook search, and pop, up comes all these different, I meant to write them down. Shit. I'll have to do it in a different video. Up came all these groups. Some of them are American, some of them are Canadian, some of them are the UK. I mean, they're from all over the world, all these medical marijuana support groups, and all these people talking about CBD. I've talked to several women in the last couple of days that are about my age and have, one condition or another, or one issue or another that requires, their doctor to think that perhaps medical cannabis or marijuana, medical CBD would be of great help to them. So it has been, I'm not looking in the right spot, am I? I never do. Oh, Lord. Would be of, help to them. So they're kind of sitting right where I am right now. So they're my age, they come from my generation. It's drugs, it's pot, it's illegal, it's wrong, it's bad. It means you're a druggie, you're a pothead. Oh my God, you're going to get in trouble, you're going to get arrested for this, or you know what I mean? That whole conditioning of the whole 53 years of this drugs. And they're about to start it as well. Some are for chronic pain, so everybody's got their different, issues, obviously. So all of us sharing are like, holy shit, I am like freaking. I'm freaking out right now. I don't know what to expect. One of the ladies has the exact same issue that I said that I had when I was younger, and, smoked a joint when I was, I don't know, like the last time, 19, maybe? I don't know, 20, who knows? Yeah, I'm the one rolled in the ball in the corner, like I said, crying and shaking and saying, call an ambulance because I'm dying, right? And that's just what marijuana does to me. It makes me paranoid. It makes me anxious. It promotes anxiety, panic attacks. It's just not a pretty sight. And everyone else in the room is sitting around laughing and eating pizza and whatever. And I'm in the corner crying and dying, right? So the one lady said she's exactly the same, and she is terrified. And that's how I feel too. I am just, I am so conflicted because I so badly want, it's a plant. Oh my God, it's a fucking plant. For Jesus' sake, been growing on this planet forever, since the beginning of forever. It's a plant. It's a medicinal plant. It may save your life. Literally may save your life. I mean, it has shrunk tumors. It's, Oh, I got to get my head around it. I really, really do. I really do. And I want so badly, the other side of my brain is so like, okay, this is great. Let's go. Let's try this. I just looked up at the time, 15:15. I'm telling today, I looked at the clock, it was 4:44, and then before that, 12:12. Yep. Every day, guys. Every single day since end of September, beginning of October. Every day. At least once a day, but usually more than once. Any clock or even like my husband's looked down at the range of how far that you can go and how much gas you have in your car. 555. We got 555 kilometers left to go before the tank is empty. But 555, not 556, not 554, the 35. Anyway, where was I? Oh, guys, I'm just really, really, really apprehensive. I'm really worked up. I'm partly terrified and partly excited. It would be so nice if I could start taking CBD oil, which I know won't get you high at all. If I could, or in a tincture, in oil, in pill form, I don't know. Apparently there's even a spray, like a breath spray kind of thing, and I think it was approved somewhere in Europe. I don't remember where I saw online. Anyway, different ways of administering it, different methods. So I'm really excited to get started with the CBD because it would be so nice to be able to not have to. She just upped my Lyrica because I'm still, despite all of my pain blocker shots, despite the lidocaine infusion, not much is improving. I mean, I have good days, I have bad days. Unfortunately, as far as pain days go, I'm never not in pain. Like never not in pain. There's always something that hurts. Whether it's a fibromyalgia flare happening, whether it's just a regular neck pain. Again, today it's not as bad now because I've been sitting for a while, but we had to run into town and do some groceries, and I got my hair cut. Like I said, by the time I got home, all I wanted to do was just let my head drop to the right and compress that. You know when something hurts really bad and you squeeze it and it makes it feel better? That's what that's like. If I let my head drop to the right, it squeezes that part of my neck and it makes it feel better. But if I try to go to the left, which I won't even try to do because that's pulling on that injury on the right neck, and it makes it hurt worse. But again, right now my head feels too heavy to hold up because my neck hurts so bad. It's just done. Like I can't even hold my head up anymore. I don't know, guys, I'm flipping out. I need help. Like I need comments, I need opinions, I need reassurance. I need to know any of you who are on medical marijuana, talk to me. Please talk to me because I'm freaking out here, people. As I said, the CBD, I'm excited to start trying, and I'm actually on board 110%, I think, with that. It'd be so nice to throw away the Lyrica. That's what I was saying. See? Lost in thought. She just upped it to from 100 milligrams a day to 150 milligrams a day because nothing is helping. Nothing is working. And she's like, well, let's up your Lyrica. And I'm like, oh my God, more pharmaceuticals going in my body, right? And I'm, as my friend said, I'm as natural as the earth beneath my feet. I am not one for taking, like I said, I took an occasional Tylenol if I had a headache before all of this. Now you've seen how much I'm on. Scroll back through the videos, guys, and you will see the one entitled That's a Shitload of Meds, I think it's called. I don't even remember. It's like somewhere in chapter 6 or something. And you'll see, look, again, I just glanced at the time as it's ticking on the clock here on my phone. 1919. What the frig? I didn't look at it at 1920 or 1918. I glanced at the clock, 1919. Telling you, somebody's trying to tell us something. Anyway, I'm losing my mind. But I am really not surprised by, but really heartened, really enthused by the amount of people the amount of groups out there that support the use of medical cannabis and medical CBD. And I'm amazed. I'm utterly amazed at every single one of my healthcare professionals who have gone, oh my God, that's awesome, great. You know, I went to my physiotherapist the other day. Again, not mentioning any names because I don't have permission, but he's awesome. He's young. He's got a very young child. I mean, he's a young guy, right? I don't know, and a medical professional and university educated, and like, I don't know, like I just kind of thought it's not, see, it's my old school thinking. You know, he's a clean cut, good boy who went to university, so he would be not on board with the pot thing, right? So I said to him, I said, well, I got a surprise for you, and he was working on my neck or whatever, and he said, oh yeah, what's up? And I told him, and he was like, oh, awesome. That's great. You know, CBD works so good. And off he went on this big, long thing. I was shocked. And then who else did I tell? Another one. Who in the world was it? Was it my psychologist? Somebody. I told somebody else, and I can't think of who it was. But everybody's reaction to this has been, holy shit, it's about time. Like, why was this not offered to you 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago? Why have you been suffering all this time? And you know, I've never taken the narcotics. They've written prescriptions that I've gone rip, not taking. I have tramadol here right now up in the cupboard that my own pain doctor prescribed for me, bless her heart, because I was having so much breakthrough pain, and she's like, if it's that bad, you might have to break down and take one of these. And I said, isn't this a narcotic? And she said, well, it's on the borderline. It is a synthetic drug. So I didn't take it. Spoke to my family doctor, and he said the exact same thing. He said it's right on the borderline of being considered a narcotic because it is a synthetic drug. And I said, I ain't touching it. And I haven't. I haven't touched it. I will not touch it. We are not going down that road, people. Not happening. No. I got enough shit going on in my life without adding drug addiction to, like, the big opioid crisis, the big narcotic crisis. So yeah, I'm excited about the CBD, but the marijuana part is what scares me because I'm terrified of, like, the panic attacks and that, you know what I mean? I don't want to spend my life stoned. Like, what is the sense of even being alive if you're just walking around like, you know, like a zombie all the time? I don't want to be like that. But in order for it to work for the sleep disorders, CBD is not going to put you to sleep. The THC is what makes you sleepy. So we got to play with the dosages of CBD to THC when it comes to the actual. I've heard it called the flower, the flake, the powder, somebody else said crumble. Some people say weed, some people say pot, some people just say it like it is, right? But when it comes to the actual pot itself, depending on the strain of weed, whichever way it's been grown and crossbred, it's quite a scientific thing, really scientific, big time. However, it's been bred so that it has a low CBD and a higher THC, or vice versa, or they're both kind of the same, so it's kind of level. And like when it comes to something with THC in it, I need something with enough THC to help me sleep, and help keep these dream issues and sleep disorder issues under control. So maybe I can stop taking all this flipping clonazepam that's not working anyway. This is serious. Clonazepam is a serious drug, and I'm on 4 milligrams of it, and it's not working. And I would love nothing more than to flush it down the fucking toilet and, you know, take a little hoot. You know, well, I would never smoke a joint. I said this before because it was 2 years ago yesterday, guys. Go me. 2 years ago yesterday since I've had a cigarette. Isn't that awesome? I still vape, but I have not had a cigarette in 2 years. So go me. I would never light a joint because I would be afraid that putting something to my mouth and then lighting it with a lighter and taking a drag off of it and blowing the smoke out is the first thing that my brain is going to do, subconsciously or consciously, is, ooh, cigarette, right? You know what I mean? So I think and besides that, I don't care what anyone says. I don't know how anyone can think that marijuana smells good. fuck, it reeks. God, I cannot stand the smell of pot. I think it's disgusting. It smells gross in the bag. It smells gross when you're smoking it. It smells gross on people's hair and clothing. It's just... Could have swore I heard something out in the backyard there. It's just gross. It reeks. It reeks. I don't want to smell like that. Like, at all. Oh, I did. It's the hubby. It's the hubby. Hang on.